Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into the world of seed and nut oils, and we're using Bevin Cohen's incredible book as our guide. It all starts by looking at a place you know really well, the supermarket. So the book kicks off with this really powerful idea. Picture the cooking oil aisle, right? You see dozens of bottles, all looking different. Well, the author says that's basically an illusion. Behind all those pretty labels, a lot of those oils are pretty much the same thing, often just different mixes of mass-produced corn or soy oil. So, to see past that illusion, the book suggests we make this huge shift in how we think. Instead of being a passive consumer who's just kind of swayed by marketing, we need to become an engaged producer. You start asking the simple question, wait, how is this actually made? And suddenly, you're not just looking at a bottle on a shelf. You're looking at an entire process. And when you start thinking like a producer, you quickly realize there are really two completely different worlds when it comes to oil. They have totally different stories hiding behind those bottles. Okay, so on one hand, you've got your standard commercial process. A lot of the time, it uses chemical solvents like hexane, which comes from petroleum, to squeeze out every single drop of oil. Then it's followed by high-heat bleaching and deodorizing to make a product that's totally uniform and can sit on a shelf forever. But on the other hand, you have the artisan method. It's just simple mechanical pressing. You crush the seeds, you press the oil out, and you let it settle. The difference is, it's night and day. Chemicals and heat versus just pressure. And what you get from that artisan mechanical process? Well, that's what we call unrefined oil. And because it hasn't been chemically stripped of everything, it actually holds on to the real character of the seed or the nut it came from. You get all the flavor, all the color, and all the original nutrients. And this difference is something you can literally see. The book gives this perfect example. Refined pumpkin seed oil is this pale, kind of boring yellow, but the unrefined artisan version, it's a deep, vibrant, rich red. That color is telling you a story. It's a visual cue of everything that gets lost during industrial processing. Which brings us to the really cool part, the artisan alternative. Making your own amazing, high-quality oil isn't some lost, mysterious art. The book frames it as a really practical, traditional skill that, honestly, anyone can bring into their own kitchen today. And the key piece of gear for this is actually surprisingly simple. It's called an expeller press. It's basically this screw inside a cylinder that uses a ton of pressure to literally squeeze the oil out of the seeds. No chemicals, just pure mechanical force. And the process itself, it's beautifully simple. The book breaks it all down into 4 basic steps. First, you get your seeds. Then, you get them ready for pressing. 3, you extract the oil. And finally, you just let that fresh oil settle for a bit before you bottle it up. That's it. And once you get the hang of this simple process, a whole new world of flavor and variety just opens right up. We're talking way beyond what you can find in that supermarket aisle. You know, most of us just kind of default to olive oil or vegetable oil, but the book just throws the doors wide open. Imagine pressing fresh oil from sunflower seeds or hemp, pumpkin, walnuts, almonds. You can even do grape seeds or hazelnuts. Each one has a totally unique flavor, a unique color, and a different way to use it in the kitchen. And we're not talking about just a few tiny drops either. The yields can be amazing. Take almonds, for instance. On average, you can get over half their weight, 53%, back as pure, delicious oil. What's also really cool is that this process is incredibly efficient. There's almost no waste. The dry, protein-packed stuff that's left over after you press the oil out is called seed cake. And it's not trash, it's this super valuable byproduct. You can use it as a gluten-free flour, feed it to livestock, or even just add it to your compost pile. But as the book points out, this whole journey is about so much more than just making a tasty ingredient. It really represents a fundamental shift in how we connect with our food. Taking this step, no matter how small it seems, is a move away from just being a mindless consumer. It's about becoming a mindful producer and building a real, tangible connection to what you eat. You start to understand where it comes from and what it's really supposed to be like. The author really captures this feeling of empowerment perfectly. He writes, "The quality of our livelihood rests in our own hands. Let us use our hands to produce a better world." It's all about taking back a little bit of control, one small, handcrafted batch at a time. Which leaves us with this final, really powerful question.
It kind of challenges the whole idea of that supermarket aisle we started with, and it invites us to find the answer not on a shelf, but right in our own hands.